I was immediately sold by the idea of playing through a Lunacid prequel DL game developed entirely within From Software's old Sword of Moonlight engine, let alone a free one. And after waiting for a long while, it's finally in our hands. I haven't 100%ed it yet, but I have finished the game and seen a lot of its major areas. What did I think of it? Well, before we get into that, I wanted to point out the fact that I kept calling the prequel game, downloadable content within the last video. The reason why I don't say the shortened version of the word is because I've created an elaborate off-screen contraption that shoots me in the head if I ever call it that again. Anyhow, Tears of the Moon is a pretty wonderful DL game. It's essentially a far more linear, short, and rudimentary Kingsfield game. And while that sounds like a bad thing, in my opinion, it made it a lot more fun and enjoyable to play through. Movement is slow and methodical, but not downright annoying at any time. Enemies are well designed and do a good job of keeping you on your toes. And the world really is worth exploring to the fullest because of all the goodies, spells, and lore you can find dotted around the areas. This game also seems like it'll be a blast to replay, considering the fact that you can get some extremely powerful equipment very early into the game if you know what you're doing. I also love all the random curiosities sprinkled throughout the world. There's a lot of stuff in the game's world that's very peculiar. Like for example, this recipe you can find in the hub world which someone actually made and cooked, and apparently it tastes pretty good. But being made on an old engine, it has a lot of frustrating quirks. First of all, if I tried to tab out of the game during the intro cutscene, the game just didn't work anymore and I had to restart it. Second of all, light as keep. This entire area was a nightmare. All because of this old man NPC and this dead corpse that you need to interact with. If you saved the game in this area and reloaded that save, tough luck buddy, the old man and corpse disappear and you're soft locked. Now you have to replay the whole game up to this point. And once I finally did actually replay the game and finish the area, it didn't matter anyway because the game kept crashing anytime I tried to return back to the hub. It was so frustrating that I contemplated giving up on the game, but luckily I was told that opting for the beta 1.0 version of the game would fix this, which it luckily did. After Lightest Keep, I didn't encounter any further major glitches, softlocks, or bugs, though that doesn't mean I don't have any problems with the game, of course. The game is incredibly easy for one, though it's not like that necessarily makes the game worse. Just a tad unengaging, even if I'd much rather have the game be way too easy than way too hard. Still though, the lack of challenge makes a lot of the areas unmemorable, specifically the mines and Lightest Keep were very forgettable to me. The game's combat is the main reason it's so easy, particularly because it's so easy to cheese. All you need to do is keep attacking every enemy the instant their damage animation finishes and whittle them down with spells because your melee attacks slowly recharge your mana. This becomes even easier once you obtain the Ring of Magic, which passively recharges your mana, meaning you're never at risk of dying because anytime you're threatened, you can just fall back and fully heal yourself since your mana recharges faster than your basic healing spell. I don't think any of these previously mentioned faults are very damning, however, especially considering the game was made in an old clunky engine and all the bugs have been ironed out. And I also feel like all of its faults are made up for by the pure novelty of how accurately it captures the spirit of the old Kingsfield games in the form of a far more linear, digestible experience. Also, I didn't know where to mention this, but the latter half of the DL game is genuinely a treat. The game may have a slow start, but it picks up majorly as it progresses. The later areas are all so much more interesting and fun to explore. The Aqueduct, Road to Ruin, Kingdom of Skull, and Forgotten Temple are all fascinating in their own right and are genuinely worth analyzing. I particularly love the Forgotten Temple for being a completely optional hidden area full of fascinating new lore that I'm very excited to get deeper into when we dissect and discuss the many aspects of the DLC together. All in all, this DL game really is a treat, but that's exactly it. A treat, a small little appetizer to the main course, which will be the paid DL, paid downloadable content that the game will receive, and I already have a bit of an idea of how this little spin-off game could have some major hints to some of the contents of said downloadable content, but that's a story for later, my friends. I genuinely think you should check this DL game out. I mean, it's free after all, and I personally think that the game's current score on Steam is a bit harsh for a completely free project that was made with the purposeful limitation of being made on an old engine. Though the game was pretty short and pretty buggy when it first released, once all the major bugs and softlocks were fixed, we were left with a genuinely fun, if easy game. I do think I'll be diving back into the game and its world a bit more in the future, but for now, I really look forward to seeing you all next time. Later taters, I'll be doing some analysis now on this DLC. As always, Anyways, I want to give my sincerest thank you to Skipatronic, Psychoskull, VG Ceiling Fan, and Blue Phoenix 1. You guys are absolutely amazing, and you really do help motivate me to get these videos out month after month, no matter what happens. I know this video was very short, and the video next month will probably be very short as well, but that's just because my exam season is coming up, and I've been really busy studying and working on assignments, and you know, just making sure my affairs are in order. But it's gonna be okay, and I hope you all can look forward to what I've got coming up in the future. I know that this video had a bit of a different ending than usual, but it's probably gonna be fine. I mean, you'll see how things go next month. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day. Later, taters.